Hello, everyone. This is Alana.
And this is Megan.
And welcome to Tea Time Crimes.
Nailed that intro. Hello. You are in charge today.
Watch out.
Yeah, typically our format is Alana brings the tea and I share a true crime story with her that she never knows about, but we switch every once in a while. This is our second time switching. So I have a tea today and I don't know what she's about to talk about. Should be thrilling.
I don't know if you want to know.
I always do. Last time Bricktop was amazing. If you haven't listened to that, go back. What? Don't what?
Don't have expectations high.
I expect to just sit here for an hour. How's that?
That's a great expectation.
Great. So listeners at home, if you wanted to be entertained, today's not your day. You know what I mean? If you wanted to sit quietly and have people drone on behind you, perfect.
Yeah. That's what this is going to be.
Yeah, that's the tagline of our podcast.
Sit quietly.
All right.
Okay, well, do you have any stories before we get into today's tea?
That's a really good Megan impression. No, I don't have any stories that I can think of. I have a weird tea, though. I have a whole setup over here because I'm still unpacking. And I found this is so cute. I don't want to spill it and ruin my computer, but it is a teapot with the cup on the bottom. I will obviously post a picture. So I put that together. I found that. Put that together.
I have so many questions.
Why? What are your questions?
The end of the teapot ends at the top of the cup? Like a little flat bottom like that?
Yeah. Flat bottom. We keep singing flat bottom, fat bottom. Yeah, see, it's like this.
Okay,
it's like the teapot is half a teapot.
Got it.
And the bottom is empty.
Sense. Very cool.
For the actual tea.
And it's a nice big cup then.
Yes.
I love
large.
A big cup.
All right, let me pour it real quick. Hold on 1 second because I need all my hands. I know.
This is quite the production.
Okay, it leaked a little. I don't know what I did wrong. But pouring tea makes me feel so special. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't it? It just makes you feel...
I know what you mean.
Instantly brings you back. When you have to hold the lid
refined.
of the teapot, I feel elegant. And then I spilled it all over and was quickly reminded of who I am and where I live.
Well, it depends on the teapot. It's not your fault necessarily. Some of the some teapots don't have a little don't have a little lip at the top that helps it pour better. And some teapots just like let it all out. So,
well,
it's okay.
I feel like
it's not your fault.
It was probably me. All right, the tea I have today is the Republic of Tea.
Nice.
And I'm nervous about this one. It is Peppermint Chocolate Tea. I know, your face is how I feel on the inside.
That sounds like a winter tea, personally.
Oh, here we go. Well, it's about 400 degrees here, so not a winter tea. But I wanted something different because all I drink is black tea, some version of a black tea. So it's also a real gamble because it is a blend of rooibos with peppermint and chocolate.
No.
Yeah.
You couldn't have picked a worse tea. Well, maybe if it was a cold brew.
That's so rude. Enjoy this environmentally friendly, round, unbleached tea bag, free of wasteful strings, staples, and tags. This is the second time we've had a
bag description.
There, yeah.
It's high quality.
Exciting stuff. It says to try it with a splash of milk. So I have, a small kiddie pool of milk beside me, but I'll first taste it.
Kiddie pool of milk.
That's unencumbered by dairy. It gives no description of the tea. Ingredients are rooibos, carob, cocoa kernels, natural mint, chocolate and vanilla flavors, peppermint leaves, and sweet blackberry leaves.
Okay.
But there's a quote on the back. The Minister of Leaves.
Wow.
Yeah. Says,
give me that title.
There is nothing that cannot be lost, no problem that will not disappear, no burden that will not float away between the first sip and the last.
Ah, beautiful.
Well, we'll see. Here we go.
Put that on my gravestone.
Let's turn dark.
Oh, that is a perfect size cup.
I despise the smell.
What does it smell like? It's the rooibos that you're getting, I guarantee
No,
it.
I do smell the chocolate and the peppermint. Hold on, let me go in again.
The tobacco water.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't smell like a York peppermint patty, which is what I want it to smell like. There's something a little bit more bitter to it. It's like a York peppermint patty that has seen some things and maybe been found at the bottom of my car. Do you know, after a hot summer and you're like, oh man, you're not round anymore.
Like that banana you found in your bag.
God, do you remember that? That turned into like peroxide.
Yeah, that was noxious.
I was very pregnant and I had a banana in my bag for probably the length of my pregnancy. And we were like, what smells? It was a long time. And we were all like, what smells over here? Why aren't they taking out the trash? And then I realized that the banana had gotten stuck like in a section of my bag. And when I opened it, it was like chloroform was hitting us. We found,
was bad.
Yeah, we found the stench. Anyway, okay, I'm going to try it without something. Then I have honey and tea standing by as first aid. Okay. It doesn't really have much of a taste.
How long did you steep it?
I'm the tea police for the recommended 5 to 7 minutes.
Wow.
Thank you.
It's probably got no body.
No, it does not have a body. It is a pencil drawing of a silhouette that goes above your mantle, and it still has the ash from the fire goes over the mantle, and like the smoke from the fire is really baked into the canvas. Let me add some stuff. Hold on. I've got honey here. Give me a second. Okay, that should do it. That's about a bee's worth. Okay. And I read that 1 spoonful of honey is 1 bee's life.
Wow.
Like that sounded really well. I mean, I guess it is what it's supposed to say, but that's what they produce in a lifetime.
Jeez, that's depressing.
I know, that's why they say always be grateful.
Yeah.
I'm basically ingesting a bee's life work in 1 cup of tea. That was a big splash. That was like a couple of cannonballs. You know what I mean? That I just did. You don't even want to know about it. You'll get upset.
It's a bee and a half.
No, that was the whole hive I just dumped in of milk.
Oh God.
I don't know how they measure the cow's life's work, but it was a solid Sunday's worth of work for her. Okay, here we go. It is now the color of a beautiful tan.
Camel piss.
Camel piss? I don't see a lot of camel urine in my adventures. I don't see a lot of camels, to be honest with you.
Whenever my New Zealand family if someone puts in too much milk, that's what they say.
I love whenever you do something a little off, you're like, oh, sorry, it's because I'm from New Zealand, actually.
I'm not. They are.
Oh, you do it, though. Oh, a bagel. Oh, that's just how we say it. More sophisticated.
Bagel. I've never said that in my life.
What do you say?
Basil.
No, you say bagel weird, too.
I don't say bagel weird.
Oh, whoops. Basil, then.
Basil.
Excuse me. Now it has cut through all of the ash smoky taste, and now I just have a very, very light mint tea with a little bit more of a body because of the chocolate. So I still can like grab onto that silhouette a little bit better, in my opinion. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to be you.
That's about how it goes.
So I'm going to give it a pencil thin thumbs up.
All right. No body to you, Mr. Chocolate.
All right. Let's get into it.
What an interesting tea.
I just get to sit back today. Every time you do these, which is again is twice, I come very nervous because I feel like I haven't.
You don't have to do anything except react.
I know. I feel like I'm forgetting something. It's that feeling when you've like left home and you're like, God, you're like checking your pockets. That's how I feel.
You always tell all the stories. I just bring the glorious tea. Okay. You ready?
Yeah, I'm very ready.
I don't know about this. We'll see.
Expectation is I get to sit.
Yes, right. Okay, at first, I was looking at more New Orleans murders.
Yeah, which are plentiful.
But then I got too scared.
Oh.
So I had to pivot.
Oh, you're so cute.
And of course, where's a natural pivot? Ireland. And I wanted to cover like a real badass because I was just like, I don't know, I was getting so like freaked out by everything I was reading because if you're new to the show, I'm the true crime hater. She's the lover.
But she acts very violent. So it's a real contrast that confuses most.
Very fair. So like I wanted to cover like a really cool person, almost like one of Legend of Myth, reminded me of Grania.
Yeah, Grace O'Malley.
Yeah.
Love.
So cool. And just like in that story, there is a level of certainty that this woman existed, but it's a long time ago.
Oh, so it might just be folklore.
It could be, but as much as possible, I'm sticking to ancient texts where her stories are first found.
Okay.
Some of the sources, the translated version of the Yellow Book of Lacan. I don't know.
Love the Yellow Book. So good.
Love that Yellow Book. Specifically, the Battle of the Boyne. Because over time, and it's easy to see when I was doing my research, her tales have become embellished.
Oh, come on now.
I want to stick to the real person. There's like a goddess version of her, but there are very real person stories as well.
So for today, disclaimer, this might all be fake, but let's just suspend disbelief for fun.
Yeah, because I mean, it is written down. It's very long ago.
Some version of her existed.
So let's grab our time-traveling stones, Claire, because this could be our oldest case yet.
Ooh.
We're going back to 50 BC Ireland.
Okay, that's ridiculous. You don't even have numbers.
We'll meet a woman who starts wars over a bowl and dies by cheese. And I'm not saying lactose intolerant at a mac and cheese fest.
Dies by cheese.
Let me introduce Maeve of Connacht. It's spelled Medb, but pronounced Maeve.
Okay.
Sometimes you'll see it's like anglicized to reflect how it's actually pronounced.
Is Maeve her name or is it a title?
It's her name.
Maeve. Okay.
Maeve.
I want to know more about this bowl, to be honest with you.
You will.
Okay.
I'll tell you all about it.
It's got to be beautiful.
Her name either means to intoxicate like mead or the ruler. And both make sense, and you'll see why.
Oh, big drinker.
Well, she likes to intoxicate others.
99 bottles of Maeve on the wall, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Also, I'm going to do my best with pronunciations.
What?
Because
Aren't you
Irish.
a scholar of Irish pronunciations?
But,
So, as well as a disclaimer, apology to all of Ireland. Thank you.
Yes, please forgive me. But, I mean, if we're being honest, if you're Irish and you're still here, you've already forgiven me for a lot of
If you're Irish and you know it, you know Alana.
Yeah, because you have a genuinely beautiful accent.
True.
Also,
oh God,
you may be like, what the heck? An ancient as heck woman.
What?
For a true crime podcast. But Queen Maeve killed many people and she was murdered herself.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It works.
Well, I mean, if you...
Not you. I'm yelling at listeners because they love that.
That's okay. You can yell at me. First off, I think our crew is not the hardcore serial killer true crime corners of the world. But second, if you survived in a 2-digit time, you're killing a couple of people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not sitting at home. You're either living to be 20 or you're cutting some throats. So,
yeah. Truly.
Over bowls, apparently.
Yeah.
Was it a soup bowl? I just want to know what its purpose. A magical bowl? Oh, an animal.
Yeah.
Oh, I really wanted it to be a China dish.
Oh, me too now.
I thought it was like holding granola or something. I don't know.
Granola. Oh. No, it's a bowl.
Wow. Well, it must have been the best of the bunch.
Oh, it is. It is. But
we're
going to start at the beginning. So the first mention of Maeve in history was found on an inscription on a stone.
Duh.
In the cave of Cruachan. Mm-hmm. And it's also known as the Cave of Cats.
Oh my God.
Which I love. It might be referencing like large wildcats, which champions had to fight in the 4th century.
Oh my gosh.
But I like to just pretend it's like just cute kitty cats live there.
She hoarded cats like Winona Green.
Oh my God. I wish.
She said sand piles in the
sand everywhere.
Sand piles in each corner of the cave.
Yes. I mean, this cave is really crazy. It's wild looking if you look at pictures. And they also call it Ireland's Gate to Hell. It's a man-made, carved out cave.
You might want to lock that up.
It's like slender. And then it opens into like a huge cathedral-like space. It's very eerie.
Why would they carve
the
gates to hell if it wasn't already there? Why were they
they did crazy shit back then.
Let's make a portal. I don't like that.
Yeah.
If it already is there, sure. But also you said slender. Now I'm thinking of Slender Man and now I'm scared a little bit.
Oh.
Okay, continue.
Okay. Now we're going to go through a lot of crazy shit, as you might already be able to tell. And Maeve gets a bad rap by many accounts. Some of it's very fair, but if you think about how this story is told, like when she was living, Christianity wasn't really a thing in Ireland, but these stories get told orally to Christian monks who write it down. So like you don't know what gets lost from oral tradition to monk writing it down. So
yeah, I mean, they're trying to read the bread recipe. They're busy. You know what I mean? They're doing their best, but they're like, hold on, half a cup of sugar, 1 second.
Hold on.
That's a lot of.
Where's the yeast?
I don't put that much sugar in bread. I just popped out of my mouth. Sorry.
I wish I could bake bread more. Gotta be a monk.
You could just make it.
I could.
They have literal bread machines.
Like an oven. Like a lot of times you'll see in history, and you've seen it in a lot of cases that you've covered, in especially early history, when they try to tear down like stronger female characters or people. And I think it's a lot about power, right?
Yeah.
Making sure that she doesn't have too much power. But like sometimes she's just an asshole. So there is some fair or description of her. So we'll see what you think at the end.
Great.
Okay. Let's start at the beginning. So she's a princess.
Obviously.
Daughter to King Eochaid Fedlich. Oh, that doesn't sound good. And he was the actual High King of Ireland. So the High King...
Was there a low king?
Well, they're just king. So there's a bunch of provinces like Munster, Ulster, Connacht, and he's the High King over all of them.
Oh.
So, I mean, she's going to have a pretty good start to her life, right? Like... Princess of a High King, like what do you think the perks would be? Probably no indoor plumbing, so we're not there yet.
I was going to ask, do they even have chamber pots?
Right. I don't know.
You probably have the best bush in the. Oops, that sounds wrong. The best place to go potty is what I meant.
Show that bush.
Okay, well.
I mean, think of it. Probably great like sheep's milk products. Maybe some good soap and cheese.
Well, she died by cheese, so it came back to bite her in the end, didn't it? That heart disease got to her. Golly.
But I could just see her, like, she's very spirited, even young, like, running around doing whatever she wanted.
She's really abusing her privilege.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And she'll just keep doing it.
She's like, that's my tree to pee on. Get out of here.
Exactly.
Okay. I don't hate it.
Don't look at my bush.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Say lick.
She's one of 10 children.
Duh.
5 sisters, 4 brothers. This is going to matter later. And so, as a teenager, she's beautiful, and the rumors of this beauty spreads across the land.
I often think about that when I see pictures of a long time ago. Sorry, I'm really going sitting into not having to read notes.
Embrace me.
Embrace you. Wow. Okay. Excuse us. When you see pictures of like, oh, she was a great beauty, and then they show pictures, we're so used to perfect standards that they do now.
It's very different.
Where they like will surgically perfectly alter the people's faces or use makeup to make it like the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. Back then, you're like, oh, well, all right. I mean, she had a face. Yeah, I guess.
Right. Look at that hair. Yeah. Luscious.
But like the teeth, I often think about if I was born, 300 years ago, I would have been a buck tooth. I probably wouldn't have had a chin. Like I would have had, I would have had scars all over my face. It would have been a disaster.
Yeah, I would have had a lot of scars.
You just orthodontics alone is really advanced the beauty standard.
Truly.
But, so I wonder, like, what'd she really look like? You know what I mean?
I know.
Did she have teeth?
There's some paintings.
There's some paintings? Well,
there's some paintings, but you can gloss over some stuff.
What's better than a filter? Oil painting. I'll tell you that right now.
Right. And you're not going to mess with the High King's daughter.
He's like, wow, you really captured that. You must have had really good lighting.
Yeah.
She's a supermodel, but you're looking at her like, I don't know.
It doesn't really match.
Her teeth aren't in her. Really, they're sticking out all over the place. Anyway, I'm sure she was a great beauty. My apologies, Maeve. Continue.
She what? A lot of guys are into her, but there could be a lot of reasons for that. Anyway,
so of the prime bush spot she had.
Yeah, exactly. So the rumors of this beauty, whether it's true or not, spread across the different provinces, and the King of Ulster, Cruhor.
Excuse me?
It's spelled really weird, so the pronunciation that I dug up is Cruhor.
Sounds crude for a lady of the night.
Macnessa, which actually is the source of Connor, present day Connor is this name. It's actually
spelled
that
like I know what it means. Sounds good.
It's spelled like concho bar.
Still,
but it's pronounced Cruhor.
Sure, cool.
Okay.
So rumors are spreading.
Research.
Yeah,
rumors are spreading.
Merchants are like, "There's a hottie over at the High King's house."
Yeah, exactly. And Cruhor is like, "Oh, I have the best of everything, but not the most beautiful wife." And I hear that she's the most beautiful.
And she has great leaves for toilet paper. Yeah.
So after a little back and forth, Maeve's father marries her off to Cruhor, essentially because he feels bad.
He didn't even try hard.
In a previous battle, Maeve's father actually killed Cruhor's dad in combat. So he's like, hey, sorry.
Really?
Here's my daughter.
And you think you're like, hey, I know you hate me. I'm going to give you my daughter, who's probably all of 12 at this point.
Yeah. Not quite a love match. I'll just say that now.
How attractive is Cruhor?
So he's a very powerful and incredible leader, and he's going to follow us along this whole story.
Great. How old is he?
I don't think they're too far off. I think he's a little bit older than she is.
They have to be young though, right? Like there's no way.
Yes.
She's got to be 13. They're like 13 and
young.
16.
Because remember, Maeve's dad just killed his dad, so he just recently came into power.
Wow, he didn't give that wound any time to heal.
No.
Do you think the bush was replanted, the potty bush?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Many times.
That I've made up. I'm gonna hold on to for the entire rest of the episode.
Hold on to that bush.
Hold on to that bush. Sorry. Go ahead. No, I have to stop. Stop.
No, this is just let the chaos reign. It's your job this episode. Okay, so this first marriage, and it's one of many because before Christianity came in, to be married in Ireland was a lot easier. It's like,
you can do what you
let's
wanted.
have a child and live together.
Yeah.
Cool, check. And then it's like as long or short as the couple wish.
I know, which is fantastic.
Right?
Remember when Grace was like, I dismiss thee? That is where it's at.
Exactly that. But yeah, it didn't go so great. He expected Maeve to be like a good, obedient wife who did as he asked. And it's just not who Maeve is.
No. He's like, hey, listen, you are great to look at. But
but don't open that mouth.
Stop with what do you think she was doing?
I bet she was just like talking him down and like bossing everybody around.
I love it.
Because she's queen now, because he's king, technically.
The power went to her
head.
Yes.
She
probably built a whole forest for her to go to the bathroom in.
Oh, all the bush. She left through, quote, pride of mind.
Love it.
Said the ancient texts. And you know, men and women had equal power pretty much here. And women could do things like this, which was pretty cool. So she's like, I'm out, but keeps her queen title because it's dope, and then goes back home. They had a son together. Apparently, there's sources that is Amalgad or Glasna. Either way, she doesn't take him with her. He just disappears from the story. I think
it's been fun.
The baby stayed with Daddy Cruhor.
Really? Daddy Cruhor. Yeah. Do you think Daddy Cruhor raised him, or do you think he just was with a bunch of maids?
No, probably.
Well, you would think
it's hard to say that back then.
A boy heir is a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
that's his greatest asset. You can't take that.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, he stayed with Dad.
I wonder if that was hard for Maeve to leave her son. Maybe she didn't care.
Let's get to the end, and then I really want to hear what you think of her as
shut
a
up,
mother.
got it, go.
No. It's interesting because there's a lot of layers to her. So Maeve's father is like, Jesus, Maeve, even though Jesus, I don't know where he is at this point, but he's like, give me a break. You're going to really piss that guy off. Cruhor is a king of one of the most strong provinces. And he's like, what are we going to do? And then
not
Maeve's
my problem.
dad is, why don't we send over one of your sisters, Etna, to replace her?
First off, how do you go from Maeve to Etna? Just in the name alone. Is Etna as beautiful?
Not a lot is said.
Ooh, that's a solid no. But I bet you she's obedient.
Yes, she is.
Let's get it, Etna.
I mean, maybe he thought like Cruhor wouldn't notice. I don't know.
I wouldn't notice.
But like, yikes.
Just wear a lot of hats, Etna. Good luck to you.
Yeah. Put on the veil. But Maeve like really hates Cruhor. And so she's furious that her sister is going to go marry him, and she starts plotting revenge.
Wait, because she's jealous of Sis, or because she wants to protect Sis?
I think it's jealous and anger that her sister is even entertaining this guy because he's such a piece of shit in Maeve's mind.
Gosh, you think he was really abusive and violent?
I think he was really awful because Maeve hates him for her entire life. So she does something despicable.
Gosh, she probably lived to be 30, so it's a long time.
Hey, she actually lived in her 60s.
Shut your mouth. That's very long. That's like 400.
And then the cheese happened.
Oh, that's right, the cheese. I wonder if she got gout. Oh.
Just wait. Gout. I can't imagine her getting gout. She's something else.
You say that like will of spirit will ward off gout. Like, do you suffer from arthritis? You just need to be tougher.
Can you imagine Joan of Arc having gout?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
How about Grania?
Yeah, of course. She's eating that goat cheese all the time.
Oh, yum.
She probably just ignored it and was like dragging her broken foot around.
Yeah,
not being
definitely. Tits out.
Yeah. I don't know if she said that, but yeah. All right, so Edna is running over there with a veil on her head and hoping nobody notices.
She's there for a while. They get like they're together, and Maeve's plotting, and like her ruthlessness is coming out. Edna's 9 months pregnant when Maeve takes her revenge. I mean, it's really all. Are you ready?
Do I have to earmuff? Does she kill Edna? Yeah.
Maeve.
Oh my God, it's a double homicide.
Maeve drowns Edna in a river and cuts out the baby.
Is the baby alive?
The baby is alive. His name is Forbade. It's not how you think it's spelled. And Urbad, which is in it, means cutting. So he literally was like named after this event in his life.
So she legit did a cesarean section after murdering her own sister.
Correct. Like, I get if she's not redeemable at this point.
She didn't harm the baby.
I mean, who knows to what degree the baby's survived.
Was she a fan of this baby afterwards?
No, because he will disappear from her story for a while, but he will reappear later. But I think he just gets brought up in the Kingdom of Ulster where Etna and Cruhor were ruling.
Hold on, why are we killing Etna? What happened to Cruhor?
I know. That's the thing. That's what drives me nuts in a lot of story. Like even today when the people go after the women instead of the man who, anyway, it's hard because it's not said how bad Cruhor was because it makes you wonder what did he do to make Maeve hate him so much, to go after her sister rather than him, right?
Well, also, I'm pretty confident Etna wasn't like, hey, Daddy, I have an idea.
Yeah,
she's pretty sure she was forced to go over there. And I think Maeve might have some issues.
Yeah. But in the future, one of Cruhor's wives dies by suicide because she hates him so much. So like there's definitely something going on with him too.
Why aren't we bothering with what's his name?
He's really hard to beat, you'll see. Yeah, it's a shame that Maeve's sister had to suffer for her hatred of him. You know, it's like take it out on the right person. And like I said, he becomes a lifelong antagonist for Maeve. It's not the last time we'll see him. And for some reason,
oh boy, here we go.
Maeve's dad's next move.
Well, we got more kids. we have 4 girls, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Let's go through. We just got more of them. That's why we had 10. You know what I mean? If we go through the girls, then we'll try the boys. Let's do it.
Maeve's dad's next move is to just place Maeve on the throne of Connacht, which is another province, remember?
Oh.
It's the western province of Ireland.
And we should have done that from the start, I think, actually.
I mean, he just murdered your other daughter.
She did.
Yeah, sorry. She did. Yeah, she just murdered your other daughter. Well, and, let's put you on the throne.
What are you going to do? He should have started there. And then be like, listen, I know you're upset. I'll give you power. Go over there and do things.
I don't know. It's like, it does bring it to question, like, did Maeve's father believe that she did it? Would he really have put her in a position of power after that?
Oh, yeah. Like, is there any chance Maeve is innocent?
There is a chance, but I don't really put a lot of stock into it because, like, in one source...
What if Cruhor did it?
We saw a version where it was Forbade's brother, Etna's other son, who did it. But I don't put much stock in it because it's not in the ancient text. It was in some other research I did. I'm trying to limit it all to that old Irish text where all of this was originally written down.
I really want to blame Cruhor, but okay.
Yeah, I would love to blame him too. I feel like, to me, Maeve's father is like the stressed out, stretched thin guy, and he's dealing with ruling this entire country of Ireland, which is constantly at war, by the way. They're always skirmishing against each other.
Yeah, we can't even possibly wrap our heads around the choices that have to be made.
Exactly.
You're born, and if you survive childhood, you've seen half of your friends die already, just from childhood, probably more. And then, like, I'm going to die soon. And I'll be lucky if I know anybody by the time.
Yes, exactly.
It's just a different world.
Different time. Yeah, you're exactly right. So he's like this stressed out guy. He has a lot to deal with. He's a very intense daughter. And he's like, whatever, go get distracted. Here's a kingdom.
Here's a kingdom.
He actually gives it to her after he mediated some quarrels and justice between these 2 other kings who were fighting over the throne. One of them is named Tindi.
Formed Tinder.
Who actually became Maeve's lover afterwards.
Oh.
He's a Tinder's founder.
She swiped right or left? I never know which way.
I don't know which way.
She swiped.
Yeah. She swiped. It's a little weird, like, because her father banished him, but...
Ooh, he's a real bad boy.
I mean, she's intoxicating. The men can't get enough.
God, gross.
Get that bush?
Okay. I meant it as a potty.
Things are going well. Like, essentially, she's ruling with Tain of Connacht, and they go to the Festival of Tara.
Like Woodstock 69?
Essentially, yeah.
Nice.
Tara is essentially a big hill.
Who doesn't love a hill? You know what I mean?
Who
you can
doesn't
roll
love a hill?
down it. You get the sun. You can see the sunrise. Beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of ceremonies took place there.
Oh, okay. So
which is why they're all gathering.
Okay, it's a special place. I shouldn't pick on it.
There's even a stone of destiny on top of it.
What does that mean? Is that like a magic 8-ball?
I don't know. Maybe they touch it and go to other places.
Oh, great.
But all of the kings of the provinces of Ireland are invited. It's a grand old time. But guess who's there? Who's a king?
What's his name?
Maeve's ex, Cruhor.
Cruhor, that's right.
Talk about a buzzkill.
Yeah.
But
I bet he looks really good in his suit of armor too, which is just annoying.
I know. I think he is handsome, which is stupid. But again, handsome back then. Probably missing some teeth. He's seen some battles.
That's what I'm saying. The most unbelievable thing of Outlander, Jamie's appearance. Okay.
Yeah. Truly.
Okay.
Truly.
Come on now.
Like Claire at least goes to the present time and can get
Claire's
some
going
surgery
back and forth and, has got genetics on her side in modern medicine.
Jamie has gone through torture?
Yeah.
Like 3 wars?
Yeah, come on now.
Bro.
Yeah,
he's destroyed. Oh, they gave him glasses, remember?
Yeah, they gave him glasses and they made it. They're like, and your hair
like
turned...
a streak of white.
Your hair turned blonde. That's what happened to you when you got to be 60. It's like, come on now.
Yeah,
he'd be
that is like,
absolutely disfigured with wooden teeth. You know what I mean?
There's time travel, and that's more unbelievable than time travel.
I'm on board with Claire skipping through hundreds of years.
Truly.
But Jamie's appearance after all those fights,
Yeah, it doesn't count. Anyway, so like Cruhor, is, supposed to be handsome, but who actually...
Ruggedly handsome, let's say.
There we go. Yeah. And they're not too pleased to see each other. Maeve fucking hates this guy, as we know. Cruhor's probably pretty pissed that, she killed his wife. So,
and that was his child, I assume.
Yes, it was. So, what does he do? He does something really awful as well. He waits till she goes to bathe in the River Boyne.
Steals her clothes.
Yeah, and then overcomes her and
overcomes her. You mean
and rapes her.
He rapes her. That's what I think he was doing the whole time.
I do too. Fuck him. Still doesn't excuse her behavior for murdering her sister, but fuck this guy. And this pisses everybody off because I think Maeve is generally liked because she's impressive. She's a High King's daughter, which I think helps.
Oh, and she's a queen herself.
Her spirit, she goes into battles as well. Like she's a warrior queen.
Yeah.
And so everybody's like, what the fuck? And they raise their banners to attack Cruhor. Tain, remember Maeve's lover, even challenges him to a fight to the death.
Nice.
Unfortunately, Tain does not win.
Well,
see ya, Tain, rest in peace.
R.I.P. Tain, you tried, and I appreciate that.
Yes, thanks, but not good enough.
I feel like that would have really tied up a lot of the story if Tain had won.
Right? She could have had like a nice, peaceful rest of her life.
Well, she couldn't have.
No, she couldn't have. But she could have emotionally been at peace.
Why didn't Maeve fight him?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Just wait till he was asleep and then go for the soft parts, like you say.
She tried it.
Poison? Have she met? Oh no, she's 50. She could have been the first poisoner. You know what I mean?
Know, she could have. I think she was too proud.
Really? It seems like she wasn't too proud to kill her own sister. So
I know.
To kill your attacker seems okay.
But she did it with it. Wow. Who knows? So, all the kings are like, F you, we're going to fight you. But Cruhor is, like I said, he's a really good warrior and leader of armies, and the kings have a hard time defeating him.
Huh.
They're essentially all at war for a long time. And during this time, shocker, Maeve takes a new lover and husband named Aokade Dala, and I'm going to call him Dala because Aokade is also her dad.
I was going to say, well, I'm calling him Dala from now on.
Yeah. And Dala was the other one. Remember when I was saying that there was 2 guys fighting for the throne?
Yeah.
He was the other guy.
Obvious
against
choice.
Tindy. And so, so of course, he impressed Maeve because he was able to hold the River Boyne against Quhor in battles. And so Maeve's like, okay, you can stay for a while. And so they ruled for some time together.
I was going to say, you kind of have to, being the other guy, clearly you lost the first time to Tindy. But Tindy is now lost so bad that he's dead. So now's your chance.
Correct.
But you are 0-1 at that point.
Yeah.
So you have to make a big move.
You have to prove yourself, especially to a woman like that.
Yeah. Especially to a woman who might kill your entire family.
Right. So, yikes.
Yeah.
But before she actually takes her as his husband.
Excuse me?
Drink water.
Her ass's husband? She married his donkey. It was so weird. And that bull just appeared out of nowhere.
Stop. All the bowls and bulls.
Dawn and Dawn. Story of my life.
Let me start that sentence again.
No, I think you.
Before she takes him as her husband.
Yep.
She decrees this for him and all future husbands as seen in the Pillow Talk text. That's actually a text.
Excuse me?
I'm sure it was generously translated from Old Irish, but this is, ready?
Yeah.
This is what she says all husbands must be. A husband without avarice, without jealousy, without fear. For should he be mean, the man with whom I should live, we were ill-matched together inasmuch as I am in largesse and gift-giving. And it would be a disgrace for my husband if I should be better at spending than he. For it to be said that I was superior in wealth and treasures to him, while no disgrace would it be for one as great as the other. Were my husband a coward, 'twas unfit for us to be mated, for I myself alone break battles and fights and combats, and 'twould be reproach for my husband should his wife be more full of life than himself. And be no reproach are equally being bold, should he be jealous, the husband with whom I should live, that too would not suit me, for there was never a time that I had one man in the shadow of another. Which I think is a lie. So she's saying, if you want to be with me, no jealousy, no cowardice, no being greedy.
You have to be as good as me.
Yes.
Is what she's saying.
Essentially. And Dala's like, cool, that sounds great. Cool. Please remember that he said that in a few minutes.
Oh, is he not as, it's the spending, isn't it? He doesn't buy enough of the market.
Initially seemingly unrelated, a boy by the name of Ailil, son of Mata, comes to stay with Maeve at her kingdom because of some tie to her father that's really difficult to track. I really tried, but they might be related, like she might be his great aunt. Hard to tell.
Okay.
Anyhow, Ailil grows up there. The ancient text goes as far to say that Maeve reared him.
That means raised. Don't be weird.
No, I know, but it will be weird.
Oh, God. Is this candy? Did she candy this? Episode 9 or 10 of ours.
He grows up to be a strong, strapping warrior.
Handsome fella.
Stepping into defending Maeve's kingdom from Quhor on multiple occasions. And that's like her kryptonite. Like, oh, you fought Quhor? Get in my bed.
Oh, God. Please, don't say that. Also, they're probably, I know we're thinking, like in my head, I'm like, she's 40, he's 10, but they're probably 5 years apart in age. Do you know what I mean?
Again, there weren't a lot of ages thrown around, but like she's definitely older than him, but
sure,
I don't know by
but
how much.
If she got married at 13, she's probably 23.
Yeah.
And probably. He's like, oh, now you're 16.
Yeah, she's lived a whole life and she's like 24.
Yeah.
But this wins the heart of the people of her province, and he kind of becomes like a chief of Maeve's household, like her head bodyguard in a sense.
He's guarding her body, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he's very devoted to her.
But she never had a man in the shadow of a shadow or something.
Yeah, bullshit. And somewhere along the line, it morphs from devoted warrior to devoted lover. And Maeve was very impressed with his virtue. Remember Dala?
Vaguely.
Her husband?
Yeah, he's kind of a bore, to be honest.
Well, he's shoved to the side in favor of this new strapping lad who's like protecting her province time and time again. Yeah. Really gets her going. Dala's like, what the fuck? Which I mean, I kind of get because they raised this kid, so some weird vibes for sure.
This is common. Qingxi did this too.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved her.
Yeah, she's great.
She's kind of like Maeve because she's really intense too.
Just she's at another level. Mm-hmm.
What episode that was? It was such a good episode.
That's the same one as Grace. The same episode as Grace.
Okay, yeah. Yep. Go. I was going to say watch, and then I was going to say read. We'll go listen to that episode. So remember the requirement that Maeve set out for her husbands? No jealousy? Dala kind of forgets that. And he wants to banish Ailil out of the province, but Maeve's like, I'm into this guy. He keeps fighting Cruhor.
But she's not holding up her end of the bargain.
I know, but I don't think she cares. I think she just wants to be with whoever she wants to be.
So why doesn't she just release Dala?
Being with Maeve makes Dala a king. So you got to remember that part of it.
Yeah, but why doesn't she just kick him out? She's the queen. Why doesn't she kick the king out? She can't?
At first, she's like, no, you can't banish him. I need him in my bed.
Oh, gross.
Dala can tell that she likes Ailil more than him, and that really upsets him. So,
well, obviously,
he challenges him to a duel.
Oh, to the death. God, goodbye, Dala. R.I.P. I mean, say hi to Tinder when you're there.
Ailil is like this upcoming war. Like, I think of him almost as like Achilles. Like, he's these upcoming young, strapping warrior who has protected the land over and over. Why the fuck do you pick a fight with him? I get why, like for kingdom and for love and for wife, whatever. But like, fuck.
He can't go. What's he gonna do? He can't hold his head up high, walking around knowing that.
I know. It's a tough position.
Young guy is with his wife.
I know.
Everybody knows about it.
I know.
There's all these whispers. He has to do it.
So Dum Dum lost the duel.
Yeah. Of course
and Maeve took Ailil as her husband.
She's like, problem solved.
Yeah, honestly. She just watches it happen. Done. So he becomes a king and rules alongside her. And they're happy for a long time. This relationship lasts.
Oh, boy.
They even have 9 children together.
Ugh. God, see, that's what I'm saying. She must be very young.
Yeah.
To be able to have 9 children, that's an entire decade at least of childbearing years. Yeah. She's, oh, yay.
But I'm impressed for how long they stay together. Remember all the wars that are constantly happening. Like, how is he still staying alive? But he's a great warrior.
Apparently.
But guess who's back in the picture?
Oh, what's his name?
Our old villain, Cruhor. And they're preparing for a battle against each other. And Maeve goes to her druid, which for those of you who don't know, it's like an old, I don't know, like a priest? Like a priest.
Yeah.
For Gaelic and Celtic, I don't know if you want to say religion, but spirituality maybe.
Yeah, for advice probably. For spiritual advice.
She asks him,
should I kill my other sister?
I mean, not far off, but
oh God.
By whom of my children shall Cruhor fall? Which kid is going to kill this guy?
Oh, that's what she's just raising a little army. Why doesn't she do it? Get it together.
Maybe she can't.
Why can't she?
Maybe she's not strong enough.
Well, then she needs to be smart enough. I'm unimpressed.
So, but he says Maine, like the state in the U.S. And Maeve's like, none of my children's name is Maeve or is Maine.
Hold on, I guess I gotta get pregnant again.
What does she do? She renames all of her sons Maine.
Oh no!
Imagine the dinner table. Hey, Maine, pass the bread, and then suddenly Maeve has 7 bread rolls.
Didn't George Foreman do that?
Yeah. Oh, man. Anyway, she hopes that this late game name change is going to really turn the tide.
Was the druid like, no, don't do that?
I think she had left and, but just wait.
Okay.
One of her sons did kill Cruhor.
Was it Maine?
Except
oh no,
it was the wrong Cruhor.
What? There's 2?
One of her sons did kill. I guess it's a commonish name. One of her sons did kill Cruhor, son to the King of Scotland instead of Cruhor of Ulster.
Rude.
Whoops.
Did he just not know, or was he just in a separate battle and was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this guy has the same name"?
That's a good question. I think he was over there. It might have been in a joint battle. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. They don't talk about it a lot.
God, this guy
is so pissed.
This guy is just minding his business, and he's at the market, and somebody's like, "Hey, Cruhor, grab me an apple," and Maine goes nuts, dude.
Right? Like poor Scottish Cruhor. Like
it's like
can you
Jim
imagine
over there
was?
in 50 BC. Oh
yeah. Yeah. Come on, Druid. Get it right. Get the right crew whore.
I don't know if this falls on the Druid, to be honest. I think some poor planning and some weirdness going on.
So bad.
On Maeve's dinner table.
One crew whore is down, but not the right one.
107 more to go. So eventually we'll get there.
Exactly.
Let's name everybody Maine. You know what I mean? If your name's not Maine, then we're going to kill you.
Exactly. That's what they should have done.
Yeah.
But it's too late. Now all of her sons are Maine, and Maeve just keeps it that way. Just,
They have no say. They're like, but my name was...
right.
Whatever. Bob for so long. Sorry, Bob. It's Maine now. It's a beautiful Irish name. Bob.
Yeah. Life goes on. More skirmishes, but nothing crazy. Maeve and Ailill are still happily married.
She's got to be in her 40s at this point to have kids old enough to kill other men.
Exactly. 40 or even 50s. It's hard to tell that in between the events, it's hard to tell how much time has passed.
Yeah.
And remember how I introduced Maeve at the beginning of the story as a woman who starts wars over a bull with horns?
The animal. Yeah.
Well, it's one night after some confabulation that Maeve and Ailill are having some pillow talk lying in bed. And he's like, man, you must be so grateful to have married me. Look at what an amazing life we have. Quote, it's the luck, the woman who marries a wealthy man. And she's like, bro, do you know who I am? I'm a warrior, leader of warriors, and defended my kingdom long before you, homie. Oh, and I'm the princess of the High King of Ireland. Like, fuck off.
He waited 20 years to pull that line. What has he been doing this whole time?
I know.
He finally got comfortable.
Exactly.
Idiot.
So it really killed the, confabulation afterglow.
Yeah.
Because they started matching every form of wealth, bringing out the rolls of linen and silk and wool and stones and jewels.
There's no way they were getting along before this.
There's definitely fighting a lot.
Getting along in harmony to just one night.
But they're staying together. So that's
Get your towels. We're gonna count them.
Yes, everything. And they're equal in everything except one thing. Cattle. Oh, no. Ailill had one more cow than she did.
Cow or bull?
Specifically, a white-horned bull.
Okay, well, it's not a cow.
So she's like, dang, this won't fly. Let me find another bull to make us even. And she heard from her herald that a landowner in Ulster, and remember, Ulster is Cruhor's kingdom.
Why would she go there?
She just wants the trouble of it.
Just go get two cheap bulls down the road.
No, she wants a nice one. It's the nicest bull.
It's got to be white-horned, doesn't it?
A beautiful brown bull.
Oh, brown. She wants brown.
Mm-hmm.
I got to admit, I don't know anything about bulls or what's a good one. So
I just think big is good, right? And maybe some good virility.
Oof, that is something I don't want to test, so I don't know.
So she says the following to her herald. Go there. Ask him to lend me the bull for a year.
Oh,
at the end of the year.
No problem.
He can have 50. So this is to a landowner, not to Cruhor.
Okay. I was like,
it's like someone in Cruhor's
she have a head injury because Cruhor is going to give her a hard no.
Yeah, big, right?
Yeah.
You can have some bull's poop. At the end of the year, he can have 50 yearlings in payment for the loan and the bull back.
Oh.
And you can offer him this too. I'll give him a portion of the fine plain of Eye equal to his own lands, right? Some land. A chariot worth thrice 7 bondmaids and my own friendly thighs on top of that. Ooh,
wait,
he's like,
sorry.
She really wants that bull.
Sorry. I can't. Excuse me. Her friendly thighs. I heard that right, correct?
Yep. That's it.
So he gets all of this money and
the bull
and
back.
A land.
It's just a loan.
And the bull back and a night with her thighs.
Yes.
Okay.
So
does he get to use the chamber pot in the forest? That's really what everybody's wanting. I don't know if he's heard about it, but it's pretty nice. Pine scented, you know what I mean? You don't have to spray afterwards.
Exactly. I'm sure it'll sweeten the deal. Mm. So the messenger goes, and the landowner's like, this sounds great.
The landowner's like, oh, I'm sorry. She can have all the bowls. Let's get to this. I love thighs.
Yeah, you got to imagine that the friendly thighs of a warrior queen is tempting. So everything's set up. It's great. But the messenger, it was a little bit of a ways, so he's staying overnight.
Oh no, he's not gonna make it.
And he's drinking,
Idiot.
talking to everybody around him. He's like, man, this guy's so great. There's no greater guy. He's, letting my queen have this bull, blah, blah, blah. And then someone's like,
come on.
He's doing what?
Thighs are at stake here.
Our king would never do this. And Chthonia is the greatest man. Like he essentially shames the original landowner that was part of the bargain to not give the bull to Maeve. So, no bull.
I didn't see that coming.
This is a cautionary tale. Don't drink after you offer friendly thighs.
Well, I mean, that's all they have to drink. It's not like they've got Dasani over there at the pub. You know what I mean?
It's true. You never think about that. They don't have water back then.
I know. I think about that in all my time travel quiet thoughts. I think, what would I have had to eat?
Time travel quiet thoughts. Yeah. That's a memoir,
I guess. But what would I drink and what would I eat?
Milk, unpasteurized.
Oh, but I bet you I would be like,
probably.
Give me some wine because I don't trust your water.
Yeah.
Thanks. Have you guys heard of dysentery? You haven't? Well, you're gonna feel it in a little bit.
Go to the forest.
Anyway, so nothing was exchanged. No bowls, no thighs.
No. And messenger comes home and Maeve is pissed.
Yeah, she probably killed him.
She immediately gathers a huge army.
Yeah, well, it's fair.
Not just from her territory, but I think she has enough influence because she's the daughter of the High King. She's pulling other people. And also, nobody really likes Chthonia because he's such an asshole.
Well, that's not, the kingdom liked him. Best king ever, they said.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. And I want to pause for a second, like, why is she so mad about this? It's very silly, right? Is she really so mad that she can't equal her husband's wealth? I mean, maybe it's part of it, right? Because wealth is power and she needs to keep that power. But just think of where she's attacking. Ulster, it's Chtonia's land and she just
that's what I'm saying.
Him.
I feel like she's doing this on purpose. Why would there's other places to get good bulls from?
Exactly.
Also, she could just kill one of her husband's bulls and then they'd be even. Also a solution.
She's not as smart as you. Well, clearly.
To be honest, I would have died long ago. I wouldn't have survived the 10 or 11 kids that she's had. So,
God, kill me. So she has this big army, including a great warrior named Fergus, who hates Chthonia's guts.
You winked at me. So does that mean Fergus is about to get himself some thighs?
We'll see. Side story. Fergus was once the king of Ulster, where Chthonia reigns now.
How old is Fergus? What is happening?
He's a little bit older than them. Not by much. Chthonia and Fergus are close in age.
So they got to be like 50 by this time.
Yeah, probably. But he abdicated the throne in order to court someone. The woman's like, prove you love me and abdicate. And he did.
Fergus, that's just dumb.
And then Chthonia took the throne after that. So Fergus just hates him.
Well, Fergus, that's a bad move, buddy.
It's Fergus's fault.
What dumb woman is like, stop being king and then date me?
You could literally be queen.
That'll be better. Yeah, I don't really feel like being queen. I'm not really up for it.
Not a lot of smarties in this story. But anyhow, Fergus is there, and I mentioned him for two reasons. One, because he's really key to the battle, and two,
he hates Chthonia.
My wink. He becomes more than friends with Maeve.
So do they just have an open relationship, Maeve and her current reared husband?
Correct. It's said that for Maeve to be satisfied, it either takes 7 men or 1 Fergus. So it sounds like an efficiency gain.
Fergus. Hello. Willing to give up a kingdom and the virility of 7 men?
Right.
Excuse me. I apologize for the age comment earlier, Fergus.
Yeah. So this battle is described in length in the old text, Tain Bó Cúailnge, translated to the Cúailnge cattle raid. But I'm just going to summarize it. So 4 provinces are gathered and they're marching, led by Fergus because they trust him to know Ulster the best, right? Because he used to live there and rule there. They get to the borders of Cúailnge where the bull is, and they get a big stroke of luck. The Ulstermen, who should be fighting these invaders, are laid out with some debility, like very mysterious.
Dysentery.
Probably.
Nailed it.
Or some sickness. But some tales, again, I said I was going to stick to the truth as much as possible. They mention a goddess, Matcha
tea. They had a bad pot of green tea.
Who curses these men with menstruation pains.
Oh.
But I think closer to the truth is there's some kind of plague going on because they're put out for a while.
perfect. So basically, Fergus is like, I have satisfied the most unsatisfiable woman in all of Ireland, and now I've come upon my arch enemy, and they all have bad diarrhea.
Yep.
And they don't have the royal chamber pot forest.
No, they don't. They did not think ahead.
Luck is on Fergus's side, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, he did lose the kingdom for 40 years, so
I guess he earned it again eventually.
Yeah, karma's coming back around for him.
So most of Ulster is caught up in the sickness, except
it's brutal.
Cú Chulainn.
Who's that?
This great young warrior on the Ulster side. And he does damage. I mean, he's able to, like, single-handedly, maybe with like a group of men.
He's the only one not pooping his pants, and he does just a great job.
He stops invaders in their tracks. And Maeve's like, hey, can we pass? We just want to get this bull. Also
like,
that.
Excuse
Guaranteed
me.
that. Guaranteed that. Pretty sure she sleeps with his brother later. But Cú Chulainn is like, sure. Just send someone to fight me every day until you defeat me. And Maeve's like, okay.
And they abide by this? They're like, just one at a time, guys.
I know. For now.
Everybody be pooping one at a time. Like, why wouldn't they just attack him?
I know. It's the pride thing. She underestimates the boy, and he, like, slays some of her best warriors. One of the battles even lasted 4 days. And Maeve is getting impatient. So, just like you say, she says, fuck it. She shirks, ancient Irish chivalry and rides past Cú Chulainn into Ulster, pillaging and burning. Like, she's lighting up these towns. Like, just think of her husband, like, fuck this guy. And the fires are even getting close to his castle until she finally got the brown bull.
Oh, yeah, that's all she wants is this damn bull. I forgot about it.
Right?
We're going
to insane
kill this
war.
guy. Because the dum-dum was like, I'm richer than you.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yep. Exactly. Okay, and then Crúthór and his men are finally not sick. Maybe they ate some bread or
got
herbs.
out of their system. Had some peppermint tea, you know what I mean?
There you go. And they're like, bitch, what do you think you're doing? Get out. So they assemble.
Think about
and
how
there's
bad
huge
it
final
smells.
battle.
Sorry.
Oh, stop
Everything's on fire.
There's blood and intestines everywhere. And everybody's shitting their pants. Intestines.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah. On fire.
Well, Crúthór's army is too strong now that they stopped pooping their pants. And Maeve has to retreat.
They really bounced back.
But I'd say they both won in some way, right?
Did she get the dang bull?
Maeve got the bull, and she got to burn up her ex-husband's land a bit. And then Crúthór won the final battle, so they can both have a award.
Also, I gotta be honest with you. If you're doing all this trouble for one bull just to be equal, steal 2 bulls. Do you know what I mean?
Agreed.
Steal 2. Come back,
but
really rub
majestic one.
Well, rub it in his face a little bit. Be like, now I have 2.
Just wait. Oh, it's God. So bad.
Here we go.
She gets home and she's like, look, husband, we're equal now.
And meanwhile, he went off and gave his thighs to a bull lady and has another bull.
Oh, no, but I wish. His white horn bull, like they're coming back into town. He hears the bellow of Maeve's new bull. And the white horn bull is like, who the fuck is this? And so the 2 bulls fight to death and they both die.
Oh my God.
This whole battle.
I told you.
All those men.
What did I say?
All that trouble.
What did I say 20 minutes ago? Just kill the white bull. I mean,
exactly.
Could have got there.
Exactly.
Same result.
It's a ridiculous freaking war. So much death.
Maeve is not a project manager. You know what I mean? Not for her.
No.
I saw this coming 100 miles away.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think she's very smart. She's just ruthless, which, I mean, brings her far in life.
Yeah, I'm not very ruthless, so.
You're not, which I think is a good trait.
Get the spider outside. Continue.
Oh. Maeve and Ale actually, they stay together and they live a long time after that.
I mean, they're perfect for each other.
They are. If you think about it, they really are.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, there's more wars and skirmishes and shit like that, but they're together for a while. But eventually,
until she falls into a pile of Swiss cheese.
Stop.
And suffocates. She's stuck in a wheel and it goes down the mountain. She's on that hill at a ceremony and things get wild and she's baked into a wheel of brie.
I'm loving these ideas.
No.
Eventually, LL gets tired of Maeve taking lovers. It's like, really? After all this time?
I'm sure he's got a lot of domestic servants that are his buddies.
Yes. So he kills Fergus.
Fergus, no.
Poor Maeve, back to 7 men per night.
No, it's too much on those thighs, man. Fergus was the...
I know. He was perfect.
Yeah, he was great.
But like I mentioned, Cú Chulainne's brother, the warrior who's like, fight me one per time.
Yeah, the one that she listened to. She was like, all right.
Yeah.
We could have just ended this in 2 hours with all of my men, but sure.
So his brother, for some reason, is staying with them. And I would assume some winks in there. And then Maeve's pissed. Like, she really liked Fergus. I mean, he could really hit the spot. And so she has the brother kill ALL for the revenge of Fergus. Shit went wrong for them.
See, this is what I don't like about Maeve. Grace did all her own stuff. Grace did her own stunts. You know what I mean? So did Qingxi. They got their hands dirty.
That's very true.
Maeve is kind of like, oh, would you do it for me?
I know. I mean, she grew up as a princess.
Yeah, well, I dislike her lack of getting in there.
That's fair. That's fair. But as ALL is dying, he sends his men after Cú Chulainne's brother, and then he dies.
I got a whole barn of white bulls. I win. And then he dies. Yeah. Sorry, what did actually happen?
He sends his men after Cú Chulainne's brother who killed him. And he dies too. Obviously. So everybody's dead. Well, except for Maeve.
Except for Maeve. And what's it, for the first ex? I'm sure he's still bebopping around.
Dala?
No, Cruhor.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Cruhor never dies.
Yeah. He's still alive.
But, I mean, who did Maeve take up as a lover after that? I mean, at least 7, you'd hope. But yeesh. It's just, you feel bad for everybody.
She probably just had him parade through town.
God, probably.
She assigned numbers.
All right. Well, she doesn't live forever. She's a woman like the rest of us. And her death is rather epic and poetic in a way. So I think things calmed down. Maybe her libido and like ruthlessness calmed down in her 60s.
Maybe menopause saved a lot of men's lives.
Honestly, I think so. Truly. It's a much chiller time for Maeve. She'd go to like this island and bathe in a pool in it. But remember that sister that she killed a long time ago?
Oh.
Remember the son
came
that she
back.
cut out of her?
Yes.
He's back, baby.
You know what? I'm rooting for him.
That's fair.
That was a rough day.
So he measures the distance between the shore and the pool that she regularly bathes in for weeks.
Also, she needs to stop bathing unattended. This is incident number 2.
This is true. It's true. And probably there's incidents in between. He's practicing for weeks with a slingshot until he could hit.
A slingshot?
Yeah. I mean, because you have like very amateur weapons.
See, I applaud his brain here.
Yes. He figured out he could hit an apple on a stake like Maeve's height is. So he's just practicing this distance. And so when he's ready, next time that she goes to bathe, he armed his slingshot with a hard piece of cheese and shot her. It must have been a soft part, like her temple or something, and like really a long distance and shot really hard because she fucking died. A hard piece of cheese.
I need to understand what cheese would be that hard. Was it like a stale piece of cheddar?
I mean, think about it back then. Like, you don't have fridges and shit. Would the rind have just gotten so hard staying out for so long?
That's true. Have you ever found a piece of cheese stuck under the stove?
Yeah, and it's rock hard. So you could see it happen.
Cherupi is considered the world's hardest cheese.
Cherupi.
I don't know
where is it from?
Is.
Probably not Ireland. But yeah, what a way to go.
Parmesan. Pretty hard.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
He took a little bit of Parmesan.
Imagine you get hit slingshot as hard as you
could.
Why
didn't he just use a rock? Was there some sort of, was it the shape of the cheese that he was into?
He might have panicked, grabbed the closest thing to him.
No, he planned this.
He's been practicing
for weeks.
There's something weird with
also,
it. Also,
if he's by the bath, why would there be cheese lying? It's not like it grows wild.
For a snack.
If it's that hard it can kill a woman, I don't think he's eating it. I mean, hello. Let me just gnaw on this piece of bullet. So basically, she died from a head injury from a piece of cheese.
Correct. But it was, I mean, pretty poetic for him to do it to get revenge for his mom.
I don't blame him.
I don't either. And he was very patient.
That's what I'm saying. Maeve needed to learn from him because he took his time.
Yeah.
And then he had a plan and it fit within the realms of his time, which is you honor your family. Obviously, today, that's insane. Don't kill anybody with cheese. Call the police. But Maeve wouldn't have been able to do her thing back in the day either. She would have been arrested for his mother's murder.
Yep, exactly. So that's how she dies. Oh, and I had to scour for how Crewhor dies because I fucking hate that guy too.
Syphilis.
He eventually dies of what sounds like an aneurysm.
Oh. Just real quick?
Yeah. So
I wanted something a little bit more for him.
I know. I'm sure he struggled with disease and
who
injury.
didn't?
Yeah. But I need a resolution on that fuckface. But anyways, that's the story of Maeve, Queen of Connacht, warrior queen.
Murderer and murdered.
What are your thoughts? Exactly.
I'm upset I didn't guess the cheese. I really thought...
You really had some creative
ideas. I thought
ideas.
maybe she was going to be poisoned by cheese. I honestly thought she might drown in some sort of cheese.
That would have been so cool.
Yeah.
That would have been even more poetic.
Comically, though, I can only picture her in a wheel of cheese rolling down the hill. Like a cartoon. That's all I can picture. Yeah. Until she hit a tree and it broke.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. And I'm a fan of Grace O'Malley and even Ching Shi. You know what I mean? Because, again, present day, no thank you. Your behavior is out of control. But you're working within the confines of a very different time.
Yes, exactly.
She's not thoughtful. She's not deliberate.
She's very impulsive.
Yeah, she's too impulsive and she's too violent. And she killed her sister right away. And then the whole thing over the bowl. It's just,
drama.
I don't appreciate a poorly laid out plan.
That's fair.
That's all I have to say.
Yep. Yeah, that's very fair. She's something else.
I wonder how much of it is true.
I know.
Because is there a world in which she was framed for any of this? She seems pretty petty, though.
I know. That's the thing. You're getting this, these monks are writing this down. What's changing in the mix of this?
Yeah, what are they not writing down? Because
exactly,
too embarrassed to write that word. She said that?
Right.
Also, my bread's in the oven. I gotta go.
Oh, yeah. I gotta wrap this
Bread is life.
up.
Alana Powell, guru of the future.
Truth. Last words?
Last words. Don't blame the cheese.
Don't blame the cheese.
Cheese is delicious.
Cheese is so delicious.
And the Bull's wives probably made it. And sorry that... Who is the man who killed her? What was his name? Forbade?
Forbade, yeah.
I mean, I think he's the underdog of the story.
I do too.
And he was avenging his mother's death.
Yeah.
In a really weird way. I wonder if there was any kind of embarrassment that he was going for that helped add to it. Not only did he take care and honor his mother, but he also, it's kind of a humiliating way because she would have died naked by a piece of Parmesan. And maybe that's a story that he knows will embarrass the heck out of her if she were alive. I don't know.
That's a good one.
I don't know if he was that vindictive.
I mean, he took his time.
Well, maybe cheese was more, maybe he could cut the cheese to be aerodynamic because rocks are wayward. He can't smooth those. They're all different, right? Maybe he could be more accurate with the cheese because it could be a real nice slice.
Oh my God. I don't know.
It's just a weird way to do it.
It's weird.
Is that the most effective way? I mean, well, I guess he did it, Did it just take one shot? Was it just one shot of cheese or did he have to pepper it?
Yep. No, it was one shot.
That's impressive.
Because if it was multiple shots, she would have probably seen and, escaped.
Then he would have to run for his life.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, he was done for.
Yeah.
I wonder if he had a backup plan. I wonder if he went in being like, I got one chance at this, maybe two, because she would have been like, what the heck was that? You might have had two chances for her to rebound and be like, was that cheese that just went by me? What was that? But after that, if you can't hit it on that second shot, and you have a really good, I would assume you have a very good odds of hitting her and just hurting her.
Yes. Agreed.
That's why I don't quite understand it. Was the cheese shaped like an arrow? Why didn't he use a bow and arrow, actually, now that I think about it?
Maybe slingshot was more of his style. He was just better with a slingshot.
Could we practice throwing a sword?
But think it's a far way away. A slingshot would have worked better than a sword.
I mean, again, a bow and arrow I think would have been pretty
I don't think
solid.
they really used them
well
as much.
You think they were killing deer with a day old Parmesan and a slingshot?
I mean, probably some like actual rocks.
What's going on?
Those? Not bullets, but. Anyways.
I wonder if he was like, all right, I'm going to die here today or I'm going to avenge my mother's death. Or if he had a backup plan and he was like, all right, if I miss on this second, if this Parmesan goes
hide
left.
underneath this hill.
I have a whole identity in Scotland. Catch you guys later.
Yeah.
Well, that's rough. I wonder how much of it is true and how much of it's been.
I know. And I really tried to say to the text because there's a whole ton of shit that I didn't even talk about that is obviously fake.
Yeah. Is it?
Who should listen?
Gosh. Obviously, people who like cheese.
Obviously.
People who are scared of cheese, but take Lactaid and get through it. You know what I mean? The story's for you. And
story's for you.
Don't be afraid of cheese. I don't know that anybody's died from cheese since. Maybe. That's a stat I don't want to look up and know. So I'm not going to. Ranchers. Protect your bowls.
Yeah. Protect your bowls.
Okay. Military men and women.
Yes.
Don't send one at a time to fight the 14-year-old boy in town. Okay? Like, come up with a scheme and then go for it.
Oh my God.
Also, they wouldn't be 14 at this time. Farmers who are lured by thighs. Just, it's not good. It's not a good path for you. Just sell your bowl or keep your bowl and move on with your life.
Truly.
And I think families, really be nice to your brothers and sisters.
Yeah. No murdering.
Yeah. And let's keep the cesarean sections for the hospital. Because otherwise,
it's a good idea.
Look what happens.
Yeah. You could die by a piece of cheese.
Death by Parmesan. This is the most inventive murder weapon we've ever heard about on TTC.
Truly. Oh.
And oddly enough, I want some cheese and crackers now. Immediately. Like, I just want to slay the dragon. You know what I mean? I want to bite through it and be like, can't get me, cheese.
Yeah, prove yourself to the cheese.
Yeah. This is, I understand that these were maybe real people, but I have to operate like this is all fiction. It's so weird.
I know. It's a weird ending.
I mean, we just can't possibly wrap our heads around it.
No. Cannot. All right. Well, please leave us a rating, hopefully positive, but just do what your heart tells you. Write a review. Really helps us. Other people find us. Subscribe. Where can people find us?
You can find us on all the platforms at Teatime Crimes.
And you can email us at
teatimecrimes@gmail.com.
Woo! Send us your crimes and your cheese.
Not your crimes. Keep those to yourself. Send us recommendations, though, for teas and crimes and possibly some cheese wrecks now.
Oh, we love cheese. We love cheese with bread.
Cheese and bread. Oh,
cheese and bread.
That's what I want. I want a nice sourdough loaf with some brie cheese and some dipping oil.
Oh,
sounds delish. I want soft. You know what I mean? Brie cheese soft. We're good.
Oh, please.
All right. Well,
now I'm fucking starving. All right.
Thanks so much for listening.
Yeah. We'll catch you on the flip side.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I think who cut the cheese came after that. They were like, it's forbade. He cut the cheese and killed the queen. Yes. I think maybe. I didn't know it dated back so long. And they were like, you stink, forbade, for doing that. And then it just took off.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you.